Welcome ladies and gentlemen to Gavra Racing League F1 2019 Premier Series at round 13 at the Mexico GP. Good evening Vinay, and good evening X9. It's good to be back after we had a week break and we were at the Mexico Grand Prix, and the championship still can't be decided yet. Shankster still has a chance this week to get close some points back at Toussaint. And I don't think the constructors either can be wrapped up today either, so hopefully we'll see a side-by-side battle between Toussaint and Shankster today, and see if the Williams team can score their first ever point, as they were very close last time out, and then unfortunate issues happened near the end of the race, which unfortunately didn't score many points. As right now we will look on the standings right now, as Toussaint then is still in the lead with 241 points to his name, with Shankster in second with 203, Salbo in third with 95 points, so it's, as I said last time, it's just between Toussaint and Shankster for the championship. But the battle for third in the championship still at large, with One Shot Two Down, X90 and Topster could still have a chance. Zaza in 8th with 51 points, Alex McGunner in 9th with 50 points, Donkey in the Merc with 44 points in 10th. And we'll go down into the constructors. Toro Rosso leading with 278 points to their name. Racing Point are in second with 228 points, so a few points down on them. Alfa Romeo are in third with 166 points. Alfa Romeo still could get second place if Racing Point makes some errors with the team, a few retirements. Alfa Romeo could still have a chance to get second place, same with Red Bull. Then Haas in 5th on their own at the moment. McLaren in 6th with 81 points to their name. Ferrari in 7th with 64. Mercedes and Ferrari could have a nice battle for that position, 7th. Renault in 9th place with 37 points, and Williams with 0 points to their name. And hopefully they can score some points before the season ends. So it's only 2 rounds after the Mexico GP. As it looks like we are getting underway, which is good. Can he? I don't think he can X-Night. There's still 3 rounds left. I think the max points you can score is 77 points with the fastest lap if you win and got the fastest lap. Yeah, unfortunately you can't win it this week, but you can make it harder for Shankster for next week when we're at the Brazilian Grand Prix. But right now we're at the Mexico GP, which is going to be interesting for people, as the track can be very unforgiving on penalties and a lot of other things as well, with downforce and what downforce you will run if you're going to use low wings or high wings to be better in quali and try and salvage something in the race. But in my point of view, it's always the best starting position is in second instead of first. Now, even with Shanks not finishing today, X9, the championship still won't be wrapped up today. I did some calculations earlier, but I think it'll be next week he can wrap it up, I think. So we have 16 drivers today, as we have people to go out then. And this gives the Williams more chance of scoring a point for their team, as we'll get everything up and running. There's a Toro Rosso coming out of the pits then. I believe that is Toussaint on the hard compound of tyres, because Gogola's not here, and it is. So Toussaint is then leaving the garage on the hard compound of tyres, which could be a strategy in the race, possibly hard to softs. Could be a 1-stop, but I think it's a 2-stop, soft, medium, medium, to be safe. But could try a soft hard strategy or hard soft strategy. Very interesting. as he is the first driver out of the garage. Also, powered tyres. Then there's a Renault behind. I believe that is Gavra, and that's the only Renault today. So Gavra then is on hard tyres as well. So he's thinking the same strategy Toro Rosso possibly going to be doing. Then one of the Williams it's Willie Sanka, who had a good qualifying in USA. Watching the race, let him down. It's a bit wide there. Just trying to get used to the track, get grippy to his tyres. I believe that is Tim behind him, and it is. So Tim's in 12th. And I remember Shankster and Tim were having a battle. There weren't really that many team orders to try and help Shankster in the championship. So I wonder if there's going to be team orders today between the Racing Point teams to come fight in with each other. The Shankster is in also on hards, second in the championship. They had a good start to the season, same with Toussaint, as we're going to go on board with Toussaint now. He's about to start his lap. See how he takes turn 1 then, right down this big long straight, as we're going to get a bigger straight on the new game in Vietnam. As he comes through turn 1 and 2, runs a bit wide there, but not going to cost him that much time now. He's entirely through turn 2 and 3. The other flags there just for people backing off. Alright, takes turn 4, 5, rides the curb there a little bit. Rides the exit curb there into turn 6. So he takes the very fast section of the circuit. Go right, lifts off a little bit, and that's probably because the hard tyres aren't the grippiest, but when he goes on soft he should be able to go flat out in 6th gear. As right now he's in turn 14 and 15. Into 16 now. The final corner there, rear kicks out a little bit out of turn 17, rides that curb a little bit, sets a provisional time with a 1:17.3. As Gavra is next up. Will Gavra have anything to answer to the Toro Rosso team? As he comes to the line of 1:19 flat. A few seconds off there, the pace there, as I believe Tim there was next, a 1:16.4. Then it's Willie Sanka. As I tried to get onto him, but he just moved up. And Shanks is now coming to the line. Where's he going to be in Toussaint? 4th. So he only takes 4th there, 17.8. However, Tim is provisional fastest with a 16.4 on soft tyres. Infama takes 3rd with a 17.4. Zaza is in 4th with 17.7. And Tekker's in 6th with an 18.9. As we got Dirty Larry, who's on an outlap. I believe Robert Codfather is actually finishing his lap on the soft tyres. Let's see where he'll be compared to his teammate who did a 1:20.7 on soft tyres. Goes 9th with a 1:21.3. So both Williams drivers made a mistake today, and it looks like they're setting banker lap times in the quali session as One Shot 2 Down is next to set a lap time. So line he goes, and 19.4 takes P8 currently. And I believe that is Toussaint who's next up. But I think he will be pitting. So was that Salbo next on a lap? As apparently he was purple in sector 2. Now has Salbo got something to answer to the Racing Point team? Because at one point I thought Salbo would have been in this championship fight. He does have something to answer as well. 16.2, 2/10 quicker than the Racing Point driver in 2nd place right now. As we will go on board with Dirty Larry, who's on an official lap. Nice tire there, runs a bit off the curb there, luckily no invalidation. So he comes through the final 2 corners, got to get a nice tidy run. Nice and tight line he takes there out of BOS, but it's going to cost him a bit of time. Takes 7th with an 18.7. Is that Robert Godfrey? Yeah, he's pitting, and One Shot 2 Down is also pitting, I believe. Shankster is actually on a lap. See what his sector 1 is. Currently 1.5 tenths down at the moment. So will he be coming to the pit end of this lap? We'll have to wait and see. As X-Knight is currently on an out lap right now. As we have yellows in sector 1. That might be Dirty Larry backing off. See what time Shankster has gained or lost through the 2nd sector. He's still pushing the car. 2.5 tenths up on this lap this time in sector 2. So he's going to only jump one person at the moment, so he's only going to move to 6th as we speak right now, unless he gains a lot of time through the final couple of corners. It's been a nice tidy lap as I've seen so far. Comes to the line, what time will it be? It's a 17.6 then, so he does take 6th, improves by almost 3 tenths there, so he will be disappointed with that lap being 6th, but he's still got plenty of time to set another qualifying run. As the next person who was on a lap, I believe, was X90, and I think he's coming to the line. No, he hasn't set a lap, so he will be next up on a lap then. So we'll go on X90 as he locks up into turn 1. As now turn 2 and 3, nice and tight through turn 3 there. DRS is activated. Oh, another lock up there. He's still trying to keep the car going as the rest point, I believe that was Shankster or Tim, getting out of the way of the Alfa Romeo, as now he's just finished turn 6. Now he's coming through the fast section of turn 7 and 8. A nice onboard view. Lifts off a little bit, even with those grippier tyres, he still has to lift off, possibly with the downforce he may have. He may have 1.6 wings, 1.5 wings. Avoids that curb altogether there, which in my point of view, if as a driver's perspective, you'd ride the curb to gain a little bit more time, but he avoids it. Maybe this is a banker run. It does say he's on an outlap, but I don't believe he is. And he's still a line, goes 4th with a 17.2 there, so he will be happy with that. As Triple O, I believe, was next up on a lap. No, it wasn't. It was actually Alex Gunnar Mack, who I think's backed off. No, he hasn't backed off actually. He's still going to finish the lap and goes 12th, the 119.2 on mediums. As Triple O, unfortunately, more bad luck with Triple O yet again. Invalidates this run attempt, and you won't be happy with that, and you'll have to wait for another attempt, as I believe that is actually to send on an out lap. Getting ready to start his lap then. And we will keep an eye on anybody who's actually on a proper lap. I believe Black Country Motion is actually finishing his lap. Currently purple in sector 2 then. Let's see what lap time he will set. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but this driver is on a lap right now, and I believe that is Inflamer, and it is. Black Country Motion goes 3rd with a 116.7 there. Only a couple tenths off Tim and Salvo, but he's 3rd at the moment. As right now we will go on board with Toussaint then, and then we'll go on board with Infamous straight after. As already in sector 1, Toussaint's found a little bit of time, 700ths up, as a McLaren for the fast section made a mistake as Tim sets a new fast lap, 16 flat. He found 4 tenths on that lap and gained 2 tenths on Salvo there. Ooh, Toussaint's backed off, so I don't think he was happy with that Alfa Romeo there in the way. So then we'll go on board with the Haas driver of Infama. He was currently in 7th place with 17.458. See what his split is in sector 2 then. Oh, runs a bit deep, has to cut the corner and try to be brave through that, and just didn't have the downforce and the grip level, and that'll be a shame for him, so his lap won't count. What, Gavra, is he on a lap? He may actually be on a lap. He's almost out of ERS though, completely. He's up on his time a little bit. Stayed in 2nd gear. With the final 2 corners he goes, and he's actually into the pits there. So that was his lap done and dusted. What about Dirty Larry then? Larry's at the start. Is anyone on finishing laps? I don't think Salvo is, but Shankster actually might be on a finishing lap. No, he's not. On a lap. What about 1 shot 2 down? He could be on the finishing lap then. Let's see what he will do then in the Red Bull. He's currently in 4th with 17 flat. May want to gain a 2nd if he wants to try and challenge for pole position. I believe his best lap is on mediums, so I think he could challenge that. It didn't look like he had the best exit. Goes 2nd with a 16 flat, so he did improve by a 2nd, but not enough to beat Tim there. As now we will go on board with Dirty Larry then. who's currently 600ths down on his time, apparently, and actually now 4.5 tenths up on his time. So that's roughly going to put him in between Infam and Toussaint. Toussaint's currently in 6th right now, as next up, I believe, is Salvo. Daylight goes 9th then, 17.6, so he did lose a little bit of time. Looks like, oh, and Salvo's invalidated. What about Infama? Pits. Shankster also invalidated, but he was 1.1 seconds up on his time, apparently. So he will be very disappointed with that. Comes into the pits then. Salvo's also made a mistake on his lap then. Black Country Mush is into the pits then. As I don't believe anyone's on a lap. Alex Gunner Mac is on an out lap. Triple O is the head McLaren at the moment. Not in quali, but out on track at the moment. He is 16th, so he's the only person who hasn't set a lap time. As he gets out of the way for the Renault, who actually wasn't on a lap. As Daylight says he is on a lap, but I think he will be coming on the pits, especially with 2 lap mediums. You don't really want to do too many laps on no medium tyres, or you're going to mess up your strategy in the race. With 5 minutes remaining in the session, he may still go on soft tyres. Toussaint then is on an actual lap this time. He activates DRS down the big long straight, as we can see a Haas there leaving the garage. Coming straight down the big long straight, topping the speed of 209 miles an hour there. So coming into turn 1, brakes, no lockup. Nice and tidy there from Toussaint. Turn 1, 2 and 3. As right now then. Nice and tidy there. Don't tell me what sector time it is, because apparently it's on his out lap, but he isn't. So I'll just... Nah, that don't fix it. So Toussaint is on an out lap, but it doesn't tell me what he's up on. Lifts off there a little bit. Lifts off again on those mediums. Let's try it. Here's Gavra, and then it's, I think, either Triple or Alex Gunner Mac. Those McLarens are getting quite close to each other, especially in the S section. See what time Toussaint then will do. Coming to the line, will he be able to steal pole on those medium tyres? Runs a bit wide through the final corner. Comes to the line, improves to 5th, 16.5. What about Gavra then? He's 1.5 seconds up on his lap on soft tyres. So he's going to be a 1.17.3. Promotes him to 7th then. As one of the McLarens, as we're in the pits, it was actually, neither of them went in the pits. They were going side by side. Triple O just beats his teammate Slack with a 19.1. I think Triple O there was giving his teammate a little bit of slipstream. As right now then we will go on board with Infama, I believe that was ahead. And it is. Apparently 4.5 tenths down on his lap, as the Triple O is getting out of the way of the racing points. I believe that is actually Shankster who's actually on a lap. See if Infama can keep it on the track this time, and he does. So he could set a good lap time. What's his split? Oh, 1.5 tenths down at the moment, so he gained a bit of time. Runs a bit deep. Hasn't validated, luckily. But will he gain any time? Oh, that's the lift off to avoid the wall. And that's his lap done and dusted. Unfortunately, doesn't improve. And Alex Gunner Mac was the next person to set lap. He also runs deep and hits the wall. As, oh, that barrier is in a dangerous place, especially for Shankster. As Shankster comes across the line, has to pit then as he invalidated. And that is going to unsettle everybody on their laps. And speaking about someone unsettling somebody's lap, is Salvo, who's gaining a little bit of slipstream off Triple O. What time? Pole position with the 116 flat in 16.002. Wow. Salvo is putting it to Tim, saying you need to improve to try and beat me. So Tim is out on a lap right now, but wow, I wasn't expecting that from Alex Gunner Mac to crash on the final corner, which is unfortunate ruined his lap as Robert Codfather set a 1:21.3. No improvement at the moment. Both Williamses are in the back, 15th and 16th right now. As I don't know who's actually on a lap, to be honest. I think the Red Bull 1 shot 2 down actually. No, he's not. Oh, Infamous retired. I don't think anybody's actually on a lap, so we will go on board 1 shot 2 down then. Who begins his final attempt to try and steal pole position. Only needs to improve by like a 10th or a couple hundredths really to take pole, as it is still in the 16th. Will anybody break into the 15s? As he yells in sector 3, as the Toro Rosso there cut the corner to try and get ahead of the Red Bull, to try and see if he can do one final attempt, but I think it is game over there for Toussaint there. I don't think he will be able to do a lap at all. As 1 shot 2 down there, locks up a little bit. And he comes through turn 6. Got to get this right. Nice and tidy that for lap there from 1 shot 2 down. As now he is approaching a very fast and tricky, complex section. Got to get it right. One little mistake and you can go off the track completely and hit a wall. Don't mess up your lap completely. And he doesn't mess it up, keeps the pressure to him, and he's improving. Actually, no, he's not. He's actually losing 2/10 there. So possibly Toussaint may have distracted him a little bit on his lap. Toussaint actually might get a lap time set. As the race point now, I believe that was Shanks there cutting the corner a little bit. It's 1 shot 2 down, then comes to the line, and it's a 61. Just misses out of improving his lap time. As Shankster's lap is done and dusted then, and I think Tim is going off the track there, so Tim isn't going to prove. So has Salbo took pole position, or has X-Natty got anything to answer for that? He's on a 17.2 on me. No, he's actually on the 17.2 on soft tyres. As Toussaint will be starting on. It's not Toussaint's actually on an outlap, so actually he may be starting on soft, so he will be the final runner in today's race. As X-Natty then comes to the line. What time will it be? It's a 16.6. Only can take P6 at the moment, as we'll go on Black Country Mush as he pits. So that's unfortunate there for him. As Dirty Liar then comes to the line. He is finishing his lap. What time will it be? 20 flat there, as we'll go on board with Toussaint. It says he's on an outlap, but he's not actually. Well, actually, Gavra's on a lap actually as well. He's apparently 4.5 tenths up, so he could go in the 16s on the soft tyres. Could possibly move up a place. Goes sense with 16.7, just misses out, and Toussaint doesn't finish the lap on soft tyres and will be starting. And the only person actually on the mediums, but his championship rival, is on the hards, who's actually into the wall actually. Big hit on those mediums, but he will be on the hard tyres, so it'll be a very interesting strategy call from Shanks there, possibly a one-stop strategy against Toussaint then today as well. Well, we went for Robert Codfather and Toussaint to retire, as both Williams drivers 15th and 16th. Not their best day today, but anything could happen in the race. We could have a huge safety car, you never know. We could see the Williamses both in a 1-2 position. Anything can happen. It is the F1, of course. However, then this is the official results, with Salvo taking first with a 16 flat there. 200ths from him is Tim in second. 1 shot 2 down. It's 500ths in third. Black Country Mush is almost 4 tenths off them in fourth. Toussaint fifth. X-Natty in sixth. Gavra in seventh. Infima 8th. 9th is Shankster on the hard tyre strategy, possibly one stop. Dirty Larry in 10th. Zaza 11th. Tekers in 12th. So both Ferraris line up next to each other. Hopefully we don't see a Brazilian in real life Ferrari situation where both of them took each other out. Triple O in 13th. Alex Gunnermack in 14th. Willie Sankett in 15th. Robert Codfather in 16th. So, wow. Like it used to be in the old days, Ferrari versus McLaren and Williams, all lined up with each other. However, Haas is leading, and that is Salbo, which in theory Tim could have actually be happy with second, because it's going to give him an extra bit of slipstream. Oh, cloudy weather. It's not bright and sunny. Are we expecting rain in today's race? while we're waiting for people to pick their strategies. So on the formation lap then, as we will see the tyre strategies as Tim already warming up his tyres quite aggressively there already, just trying to get heat in them. As tyres then. So near the back then, Dirty Larry, oh no, he had to start in his mediums. Zaza in 11th then goes on soft tyres, as Ferrari strategies are doing a different strategy there then. Zaza on soft, Tekka's on mediums, which is very interesting. Triple O then in the McLaren on softs. Alex got a Mac, Willie Sanker and Robert Codfather all on hard tyres. Hopefully the Williams team can score points today. I'm hoping for them to score a point, as they've had a very unlucky season from the start. Will it be this man to be able to take top spot on the podium today? And who's going to score the most points in the championship battle for the lead in the championship out of Toussaint and Shankster? Will it be Shankster this time, or will it be Toussaint? Because I think last time Shankster actually did score more points than Toussaint, only by a bit. So he did gain a few points on Toussaint. Hopefully Toussaint doesn't lag out this time as he did last time. And will there be possibly team orders between the Racing Point drivers? It will be very important for Shankster today if he can try and win this championship in the closing final rounds. We'll go on board with the leader then in the Haas. That's right now then. 16 cars into the Mexican GP, all lining up on the grid. As we're about to wait for the signal at the start of this race. Marshall is waving green flags, so Marshall top with the key. And turn the light sequence on. As now the 1 light, 2 light, now 3 red lights, now 4, now 5 red lights. Now we're waiting for them to go off. Who's going to get the best start out of the Haas and the Racing Point of Tim and Salvo? It looks like Tim had a very wheelie spin start, but he's had an alright start as well. 1 shot 2 down is on the outside of these two, as they will go on board with Tim. Tim's on the inside. Oh, and there's already 3 wide moments already into turn 1. Who's it going to be? Will it be Tim taking the lead? Will it be 1 shot 2 down? He runs wide, almost loses control of the car there, and had to somehow manage to keep that under control. X9 is already in the 4th. There's yellow flags behind. That's Infama, who's had a bit of contact further behind. Has he got wing damage? No wing damage at the moment, so he's lucky with that. As 1 shot 2 down to make an aggressive dive there on Salvo, and Salvo was very smart knowing that was going to happen and gets the position back, as we can see right behind. X9 and Black Country Mush still fighting side by side through turn 6 now. Well, are they going to go side by side through the fast section, as Shankster's moved to 6th now, ahead of his championship rival? Toussaint can't believe this possibly. He's in 7th on the medium. Shankster's in 6th on hard tyres. So now we'll go on board with X90, who's trying to challenge Black Country Mush for P4 for the Alfa Romeo team. He's going to go around the outside. Black Country Mush has to give him space, and he does that. X90 didn't feel confident enough and has to wait for the long straight. Willie Sanker's actually had a brilliant start. He's 10th place, so right now he's actually on the point to get a Williams point at the moment. However, he is getting hounded further behind by the McLaren of Triple O. So we'll jump on X90, who's actually making a move on Black Country Mush for P4 position. Takes it within the straight, as we'll go aboard with Triple O now, who's making a move on Willie Sanker. Is he going to steal the Williams dreams? Logs up. Willie Sanker loses another position from Gavra there. And he's going to lose another position, possibly to Denny Larry. Larry has to be patient, tries to switch back. The Williams now falling down the field after he had a great start. But it is a long race, of course. Doesn't really have to push that much yet. Denny Larry tries to switch back. Actually, Willie Sanker has got some wing damage. Maybe this is why he's fallen down the grid. More bad luck for the Williams team. And they're dropping further behind as X90G has actually lost a few positions. Actually almost loses the car there. We just missed that. And that could have affected the championship there as he cuts the corner a little bit, possibly with wing damage. No wing damage as I can see. As he's actually trying to make a move on Toussaint. Very aggressive move. Makes it work. Oh, he locks up a little bit. As I try to switch to him, unfortunately it switched to Techers. As there's a nice fight here for P4 now. Shankster, Toussaint and X90 all trying to get past Black Country Mush. As the top three are now pulling away with 1 shot 2 down. Already got a gap to Black Country Mush. There's 3 seconds right now. So both Ferraris are in 8th and 9th on different strategies. As Shankster looks like he's possibly going to get lined up to overtake Black Country Mush. Not really using his ERS yet to possibly try and overtake. Also a battle ahead as well. We will have to keep an eye on that as if 1 shot 2 down can get closer. It's still not challenging yet. But this isn't good. This isn't good for Toussaint as he is behind and he will be losing points at the moment. And also with the strategy as well, if what strategy Toussaint is doing. Could do a 1-stop, medium the hard, possibly. But the quicker strategy I think is soft, medium, medium. It's been a while since I've raced on this track. As Toussaint there runs off wide. That's unsettled him a little bit, but not under threat by X90 at the moment there. As Shankster does look comfortable on those hard tyres. There's battles all over the place as Willie Sanker has dropped to 16th after making a scheduled pit stop on the medium tyres then. So he will be doing a 2-stop strategy as Robert Codfather in the Williams gets a 3-second time penalty in 15th. As Timms, that's the current fastest lap with 19.9. Has anybody else got anything to say to that? As Toussaint now is getting a little bit of time back on Shankster. As DRS is active. And Shankster has activated his, and he is now in attack. Will he go for it into turn 1? He's thinking about it. Possible lunge. Yes, he is. He's going on the inside, but not enough there to make it work. But trying to unsettle Black Country Mush possibly for try to get a good run out of turn 3. But that wasn't part of the plan. And Toussaint now is closing up. Gonna have to wait, but he may go for a lunge, Toussaint. He stays behind. Very smart there, trying to avoid contact. Don't want to take out your championship rival. Have not. Shankster is doing what he needs to do to try and still be in this championship fight. He will still be in it even if he scored no points today. So he's really getting close and personal now. Oh, I've just missed it. Salbo and 1 shot 2 down has actually got past each other as well. This battle's going all over the place. As now we'll go on board with Salbo, who's actually possibly going to make a move on 1 shot 2 down now. So we'll keep an eye on Shankster as well with Toussaint battle. Is he going for it? No, he backs off at the moment, but we will go on board with Shankster. Shankster may go for the move on Black Country Mush this time. He's looking. He goes for it. He dives the move on those hard tyres. This is what he needs to unsettle Black Country Mush to try and get the switch, but he can't make it work at the moment. But now he has to watch out for Toussaint behind him. As Toussaint has also got a good run. Here comes Shanks now. Look at that straight line speed compared to the Mercedes. Side by side they go, but yet again Black Country Mush is doing a great job at defending. But Shankster's not giving up. Going around the outside onto turn 6. Black Country Mush locks up. This opens it off for Toussaint. Toussaint's trying to make the move, but he can't make it right now. As Shankster's still trying to get past Black Country Mush quick as he can to try and put a car between him and his championship rival. But Toussaint there is ready for one little mistake Shankster makes. You just see Toussaint is quicker though. He is on the mediums, remember. That may be why he might be quicker, but I'm very surprised that X90, even though on the soft tyres, can't get past these two. Oh, look how close Toussaint they got through the final corner. Almost touched his gearbox. as Black Country Mush peels into the pit. This isn't really good news for Shankster now, because he needs to get a good run out of turn 1. There's also Zazza's also into the pits then, so they're making a very early stop there on the soft tyres. Possibly could have gone to lap 8, lap 9. As Toussaint isn't getting close enough, and is a bit under threat now by X Natty further behind. But Toussaint there gets a good run out of turn 3. Is he going to close enough? No, Shankster still has that DRS after that car pitted, and at the moment has to buy his time. But Shankster has been very smart with his DRS as well. He's got 75%, however Toussaint's on under 40% at the moment. There's a little bit of lock up there from the Toro Rosso. So we'll keep an eye on this fight with the fight with second place as well. But this at the moment is the championship fight. There's another fight actually for P9 as well. It's just saying that he's really getting close to Shankster. He knows he can get some more points and try and win the championship next round. More points he scores, more chance he's got to win the championship for the next round as well. Selwyn Missus, that's a new fastest start, 19.5 now, as he did get past 1 shot 2 down yet again. As here comes Toussaint now, DRS active. This is his chance to overtake Shankster. Shankster's defending on the inside line. Toussaint goes on the outside line. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get past each other through turn 1? Toussaint is the car ahead at the moment and gets it done. However, he's left himself vulnerable for the next part of the straight with DRS. Toussaint is going to get DRS. Shankster isn't. But Shankster doesn't need the DRS to keep up with him. Just needs to stay with the slipstream. Possibly go for a lunge out of turn 4. Thinks about it. Toussaint gives him the room. So good respect from these two drivers. Toussaint there was very lucky in my opinion there that he didn't have the best exit out of turn 3. However though, X9 is not that far off though, 1.3 seconds, so he has dropped off a bit, but that might be because the soft tyres are starting to fade. However, these guys may be trying the one-stop strategy then, softer hards if they're going to try and keep them out longer, but they need to make them possibly last to lap 12 if they want to try and go for the hard tyre strategy. So no one is in the pits. 1 shot 2 down is in the pits though, I think. Yes, he is. 1 shot 2 down is the first Red Bull to peel in the pits, the on Red Bull on the soft tyres. So he's the third car to pit. What tyres will he be going on? He will be going on mediums, so I think the mediums he will be doing a 2-stop then. Shankster can't stay with Toussaint. It's the only fight we have on track at the moment. Actually, no, it's not. We have a battle for Gavra and 1 shot 2 down there for P9. Gavra wins that one. But 1 shot 2 down is on fresh tyres compared to Gavra's 7-lap old soft tyres. As you can just see there, that Renault isn't the most grippiest. As 1 shot 2 down is already going to make a move to try and get ahead of him. Goes on the inside. Gavra just lets him through. Doesn't really want to fight him at the moment. As we saw that the Haas there, Infama there, made a little error. As that 1 shot 2 down is eyeing up Dirty Larry. And this may be good news for Gavra actually. If 1 shot 2 down can actually make Dirty Larry make a mistake, Gavra could possibly be in striking distance. This Triple O is actually on almost challenging Ibi Tekers at the moment. Just getting a bit of time as Dirty Larry moves out of the way for 1 shot down and lets him through. So we'll go on board with Triple O now, who will be under threat by 1 shot down very soon. Triple O there is trying to get close to X9. He peels into the pits then on 8 lap soft tyres. What tyres will he be going on? So here comes the McLaren. He goes on the medium tyres. So he's on the mediums then. Ooh, Triple O is trying to catch him. He's in DRS range. But so is 1 shot 2 down. So he might actually let the driver of the Red Bull through to help him out with the battle with Tekers. He is defending. And this isn't what 1 shot 2 down needs. He's going to lose a little bit of time now to Toussaint and Shankster. And the gap to the leader. The gap to the leader from him is 24.3 seconds now. I believe the pit stop round here is 22 seconds. I believe. Something around about that window. And the undercut is powerful around here as well. So yep, there Triple O makes a little error there in the S section. You have to lift off to avoid cutting the corner. And now one shot down is going to make a move possibly on Tekers. Late lunge, Tekers sees it. Will it spin him? No, just keeps it. Right, hitting each other. He goes for another lunge there, and there's a bit of contact. Wing hit Tekers' rear tyre. Guarantee every Tekers won't be happy with that. Tekers runs wide, almost hits the wall like Alex Gunnar Mack did in the qualifying session. He ain't going to get DRS, but he's going to get slipstream from one shot two down with the DRS there. As his yellow's behind, that's Infama. I think he's made a mistake in the pits there. I think he actually might have crashed in the pits. Tekers wasn't actually very brave on the brakes there as one shot two down was. As right now then, Triple O is getting a bit closer and closer to Tekers now. He's trying to take 6th place as the gap between the leads with Salvo and Tim is closed now to 1.1. As last time it was 1.6. It's the only battle we do have on track. This is actually the closest battle we have on track, to be honest. So that's going to Matt gets a penalty then added to his time. As the gap between Shankster and the leader is 10 seconds, and the leader, one of the leaders are in. That is Salvo. Where is he going to come out? As 2 Saint then takes 2nd place. Salvo's gone on the mediums then for the Haas team. Looks like he's got a 5-second time penalty, or it's doing the glitch where it says the crew's not ready for him and he's already out on track. No, it looked like the crew actually wasn't ready for him. And he's being held up a little bit by the Haas team. And he's lost a lot of time. One shot to now's got past him. Tekers has got past him. Dave Larry is about to get past him as well. So the Haas team have really let Salvo down. I think it's because his teammate pitted last lap. So maybe that's why. Oh, he will definitely be furious with that. Lost so much time. He's lost around about 7 seconds. Which is crucial. But he's on fresh tyres. Fresher than one shot two down. Could possibly be a strategy call to come back at. As there's a fight further behind. Williams overtaking a McLaren. Robert Godfather on Triple O. For some reason he slows down. I don't know what's happening to Robert Godfather. I don't know if he's got an issue or something. But I think he didn't want to fight possibly with Triple O and lets him back through. As we've got another fight. 4P6th. Salvo and Dirty Larry. And you can just see the grip Salvo's got compared to Dirty Larry on the means as Tim is into the pits then. 2 Saint takes the net lead. I wonder where Tim's going to come out in the pits. We see Salvo there makes the move. What about one shot down? Oh, as he kicks the rear end out through the final corner with some style there. Will he get ahead of Tim? I think he will. He's jumped Tim there, so that time he lost, he's already gained back. He jumps Tim. So yeah, the Haas team did lose Salvo a lot of time. And Tim now is in 4th. Going to try and hound on one shot two down then, who's currently the net leader at the moment. So Red Bull team did a very brilliant strategy there. So you pit him early, fresh 2-lap mediums, get him out to do 2 quick laps in behind traffic, and he gets through quite quickly. As we can see, a battle for P8 hotting up as well. X-Natty and Black Country Mush now. As here comes X-Natty then, possibly, no, too far back. Black Country Mush though didn't get the best line in. And look, there you go, X-Natty's already seen that Black Country Mush is on longer tyres, only 6-lap old though. I know he's starting to make little mistakes. Infamy gets a 3-second time penalty added to his time then. As he's on the soft tyres, which is a very interesting strategy. Softs aren't going to the end. As Tim's actually losing time from one shot two down then. It's like Snatty and Black Country must have been at it all through the race. See what the gap between them and the leader is. It's actually bigger than I thought. It's actually 33.5 seconds. So, you're saying the Shanks are doing a great job right now to get ahead of these two when they were having a battle with them earlier. There's also another battle further ahead. Here comes X90 though. X90's going around the outside, gets ahead of Black Country Mush this time. As he's also got wing damage as well on the left end plate. He's lost the left end plate, so that's maybe why he lost a bit of time. I wonder where that damage has come from. Yeah, I'm wondering where that damage has come from, as he's doing a very good job right now. Maybe that's why he's been lifting off and I haven't noticed it. That's Black Country Mush then. He's lifting off a little bit. It looks like he's having a problem with the throttle management. He isn't going full throttle at certain parts of the track. There is another battle with Dirty Larry and AB Tech is also forming. So we'll jump on board with that. Willie Sang gets a 3-second time penalty, and it isn't his day today. In the mediums, another penalty added to his time. As here comes Dirty Larry then. Gets the move done on Tekers quite easily. Tekers didn't really want to fight. Locks up a little bit though, Dirty Larry there does. And gets the position, but surely the medium runners will be making a scheduled pit stop soon. So there is another fight still brewing behind, actually. Zaza and Alex going to make big lock up on those hards. They are 13 laps old, of course, but they should have some life left in them. As both Ferraris doing different strategies, hasn't really paid off. As gap to lead is around about 14 seconds from 1 shot 2 down. So one shot down's going to take the lead back anyway, but Toussaint and Shankster are going to be in the possible chance to win today's race now with the strategies they're doing. We just see how close Zaza's getting. He's a lot more confident on those mediums compared to Alex going back on those hard tyres, and those mediums are starting to die off though, so it's quite strange how those mediums are still managing to challenge the hards. As here comes Zaz then, gets the move done, and the inside, Alex going back doesn't really defend. Oh, Zaz a big lock up. Alex going back does the switch back, tries to make it work. Out of turn 3 doesn't get the best exit, and unfortunately that's going to cost him have another go at Zaza, and he's going to have to wait one whole lap. As Tekers is actually staying with Dirty Larry then for P6. It's interesting. As also Black Country Mush is under threat still by X90 as they're still scrapping away. As Tekers had a great exit, and that's why Dirty Larry's pitting. I was wondering how much he caught there. He was like 8 tenths and he was like 4 tenths. So Dirty Larry has made his pit stop then, so the mediums for him only can last 15 laps. So he's doing the 2 stop then, medium possibly. I know he's got on hard, so he's in the 1 stop. He's got to the end as X9 gets the move done on Black Country Mush, locks up though through turn 1, even with that wing damage. That wing damage isn't helping on those mediums, and it's going to wreck part of the tyres there a little bit as well. And I don't know really why Black Country Mush and X9 are really battling, because it's kind of affecting their race. They're losing time to Tekers, who's in 6th. Shankster has lost a little bit more time to Toussaint. Now 8 seconds of gap is 1 shot 2 down though, has gained a little bit of time on both of them. Now the gap's 13.1 seconds. Oh, Toussaint gets a penalty. 3 seconds added to his time. His first penalty. And Shanks hasn't got one yet. Going to be crucial in the race as there's no other battle on track as at the moment except with these two, X90 and Black Country Mush. So I just wonder when Toussaint is going to pick. 'Cause he can't go soft tyres unless he goes medium soft. Could possibly happen. But he's going to have to take those tyres to lap 20 on mediums to try that strategy. Shanks is definitely doing the one stop, either hard to medium, hard to soft. But I think those hards still got a lot of life left to possibly do lap 25, 26, then go soft tyres. Toussaint then pits then, so he ain't doing that strategy. He's into the pits. Let's see what tyres he will go on and where he will filter out in the race to see how quick the Toro Rosso mechanics can be. As Toussaint goes on the hards then, so he's going to the end on those tyres. He won't going to do the soft strategy as he comes out in 5th place then, so that's how much time Salvo lost. Azteca's also pits then, so I think the maximum those mediums can do is 16 laps with people. As he is in the pits then. As we'll go on board with Black Country Mush now, he's possibly going to challenge X90 into turn 1, or is he going to wait to the next section? He gets really close to him, no contact or anything like that, which is great to see. Azteca's then drops to 12 after he's made his scheduled pit stop. As Marshall Town gets the 3-second time penalty, as here comes Black Country Mush, big lock up as he made that dive, and that really affected him, but he's still there, and there's contact between him and X90. That was a late call for that dive. Maybe X90 might think he was at fault, might give him the position back, but I think that was just a late lunge there from Black Country Mush, and it's put him to 7th now as he's trying to cut the corner as well. Needs to be careful with track limits. Triple O gets a 3-second time penalty for not taking care of track limits and backs off. As the gap now to Shanks there and to Toussaint. Let's see what the gap is between them two. It's 13.2. Wow. 13.2. The fast lap is by 1 shot 2 down with an 18.9. And the only guy to actually go in the 18s. Black Country Mush is going to give it another go. There's another fight further behind. A 3-way fight for P9. Triple O, Dirty Light and Black Alex going to mark. However, though, here comes Black Country Mush. We'll go on board with that battle. Is any of them pitting? I don't think they are. No, they're not. There's yellows behind. That's Inflamer. I think he's hit the wall. He has hit the wall. Oh, that's a shame. As we were going to miss the battle there with... Oh, that is a shame. He's made a mistake as now we see Dirty Light making the move on both McLarens. Locks up, gets the move done. Alex going to mark. Has to be careful. His teammate's not that far behind. And drops to 11th. There's going to be a battle for the lead very soon, but there's a battle for P4 with Toussaint. Salvo then. As further ahead is actually Tim, and I believe a lap down car. That's Infama actually after he's made his pit stop. As Willie Sanka then has made another pit stop then, doing 16 laps on those mediums. No move at the moment from Toussaint. He's buying his time a little bit. So will Triple O give it a go on his teammate? He is on a better tyre. Oh, he locks up, almost loses the car completely there. Good car control. Oh, and that's harsh. Gives him a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. But that's a shame there for Triple O. But he could score a point in today's race because Alex Mack still needs to pit. The same with Shanksters. Here comes 1-2 down then, who didn't get a good exit for the final corner. But he's still with Shankster. Shankster is 20 laps old. And Shankster in the next couple of laps will be pitting. And here comes 1-2 down and makes the move on the inside. Side by side they go. Who's going to have it? Shankster tries to beat him. Doesn't get it done with a grip on those tyres, but he may have another go on him. Out of turn 3. Gets an alright exit. But is he going to have a go? Possible lunge. Will he go for it? He's going to go on the inside through to turn 3. No, he backs off. Let's 1-2 down. As 1-2 down makes a mistake there out of turn 4. This opens the door for Shanks as the Williams ahead of Robert Codfield needs to get out of the way. Blue flags are showing. So we'll need to pull over the side of the road and let these drivers through. The Shankster gets a good run and 1-2 down this time. Says Yellow's further behind. Who is that? Is that Salbo? No, is that Infama there? I think Infama was letting him through his Triple O, then does get ahead. Obviously, teammate Alex Gomack still trying to fight back, but can't make the move at the moment. As Rush down there has already took the lead of the race. Has to make a pit stop. I believe he started on... No, he started on softs. Yeah, he has to make a pit stop. There's no way those memes go to the end, I believe. So... guys on the softs will be making another pit stop and possibly going on softs to the end. It'll be interesting. There's more yellow flags behind. Is that Infama? It is Infama. And he's... I don't know what he's doing, but he's caused a virtual safety car. I think. Yeah, he has. He's got a VSC. Now this could be good in his fix. Now in Black Trust, they can make a pit stop, go mediums. As he just takes himself out. Okay. Well, that's good to see. As our first retirement of today, I think he's annoyed with himself. Three people do pit then. Snatty, Blackwood, and Zaz then going on softs, it looks like, for one of the drivers. Xnatty's going on hards, which I think is a mistake. As VSC's ended, Triple O then makes a late call to pit, and that stops his teammate pitting. Alex Mack won't be happy with that. As there's more yellows, is that Tim? It is Tim. It's one of the racing points. Oh, and I think he's had contact with Robert Codfather. Oh, that's big damage on the left wing, and he will be furious. That racing point driver, lap car's getting in his way, and yeah, I think that was big contact. Yeah, missing end plate there from Robert Codfather, and he will not be happy with that. So right now though, we'll go black on board with Black Country Mush as he's trying to pass Alex Mack, still 21 laps old hards compared to 0 lap old softs. Miles grip difference. As Tim then pits. Now that could affect Shanks. Remember we saw earlier, Infama pit, then Salvo pit the next lap. So maybe now Shanks has to wait another lap. He doesn't want to lose that much time, and he's already losing time to Toussaint. Toussaint's only 3.3 seconds. There's around about a 14-second buffer. Toussaint doesn't need the pit. Toussaint is the net leader right now, so he's made the best strategy call to go on hard tyres. Now, if Shanks pits now with 13 laps roughly, he could have a standing chance to try and catch with Toussaint, but I doubt it. And it looks like Toussaint's going to score more points over him today. And also Shankster will have a battle with 1-2 down, possibly Salvo, and well, he won't have a battle with Tim now since Tim's made a pit stop. As Zaza and Gavra are going side by side down the main straight, and Zaza gets the move done and dusted. Alex Mack stays out for another lap. Gets a 3-second time penalty though. As I think there's more blue flags. Is that Backcountry Mush trying to pass a Williams or Willie Sanker? Yeah, it is. Willie Sanker needs to get out of the way. He does what he needs to do, gets out of the way, pulls alongside of the road, gets through. Which is good to see, as Toussaint now is really closing up on Shankster. Both on hard tyres. Toussaint on 6 laps old. Shankster's on 23 lap old tyres. Shankster is definitely trying the soft to hard strat. Or hard to soft strat. Could work, to be honest. Soft to hard, if he makes it 12 laps, he's going to have to make it the hards last another 2 laps. If he pits now, he'd have to go mediums. Oh, and they're going side by side. A little bit of contact there between Toussaint and Shanks. This is getting really close. I don't know if he doesn't get too close, personal, where both of them go off and crash. However, though, Washington's done 17 laps old mediums now. Longest medium tyre to go. Shanks then, as we get both nose cams, we don't get the best view. Toussaint then takes the lead. Takes the lead out of these two in second. Shanks tries to switch, doesn't get the good run, what he needs, and just loses it. Loses a lot of time. A few points there actually as well. This may be a strategy which he could bank on. Possibly waiting for a late safety call, so that could help him as well. As Tim sets new fast lap 18-1 now, so he takes fast lap from Washington down. Now Salvo is getting closer to Shanks now. So that's good, might get a 5-second time penalty, speeding in the pits. Triple A is going to get by him then, but not for a point as it was possibly earlier. As then Shankster pits, makes his pit stop. Not a fight then, he makes his stop. He's definitely going on soft tyres, I'm guessing. No, he's not, he's going on mediums. That's interesting, I thought he'd have gone on softs. If he's gone on mediums, I'd have pitted on lap 18, lap 20, to be honest. Unless the pit crew have made a mistake and they've put him on mediums. Although he is 4th now, he's got a gap to the leader. 26 seconds. Now he needs to make that gap 20 seconds roughly to take second, to not lose that many points in the championship to Toussaint. Because right now, Toussaint is where he needs to be. One shot 2 down is no way going to make those mediums go to the end. It's just impossible. Salvo might, to be honest, but I don't think 1 shot 2 down is going to make him go that long. 30 laps. Oh, sorry, not 30 laps. 28 laps, almost 30. But no, I don't think they can. They're going to get punchers, as we saw earlier. A lot of people only made a nice lap to lap 16. So Salvo, it's going to be in the thresholds. The Ferraris are actually having a nice battle in P9. I thought I'd never see the day with the Ferraris having a nice clean battle. Zaza and Tekkas then fighting for 9th place. As one of the Williams needs to get out of the way for the Renault. As Washington actually makes his pit stop. So I was right. And it was too late there for Shankster to have a chance. So also Washington also goes on a set of mediums then. He's done 18 laps there, so that's the longest people have done. As Toussaint then does take the net lead. So right now then, Shankster in 4th is only going to be able to score 25, 18, 15, 12 points, with Toussaint taking 25. Now Shankster needs the fastest lap instead of Toussaint as well to make the point gap a little bit less. Right now we have a nice scrap for P9. Sorry, yeah, P9 with the Ferraris. He's not in the DRS range though this time, Tekkas, and he's lost a lot of time, especially on those hards. On board with Shanks then, who's on a quick lap, was just basically see what his fast lap can be possibly. Salbo is into the pits then. Well, I think he's going to be behind Shankster because he was behind him when he pitted, and he's gained a bit of time. So here comes Shankster then. Coming to the line. What time will he set? Will it be fastest lap? No. 1:19.1. Nowhere near the fastest lap. That's the second off, to be honest. What about one shot now? Will he steal the fast lap? No, he's not even in high ERS mode, so he's not really going to be pushing that much. Right now, both in the constructors fight, Saint on his own to scoring 25 points, and Race Point also scoring 26 points. The Race Point team will be scoring 1 extra point with the fast lap they have at the moment. But Washington I may be able to spoil that party. People are cheering on. Let's go to Saint for the win, and it looks like he is. Shanks gets a 3-second time penalty then. So what time Washington can do is we'll go on board the Black Country Mush straight after. So there he is on track. He's on the S section. They actually are side by side, possibly. We'll switch to them very soon. Let's see what time Washington can do then, as he sets a rough estimate 18.9. So he does improve even in 0 ERS. At the moment, on board the Black Country Mush now. He's on 6 lap softs already, compared to X96 lap old hards. There's a lot of people cheering on Toussaint. F1 Direct Racing League says, come on Toussaint, you can win the race. And at the moment, yeah, I think it is settled that he can win the race, but the gap between him and Washington has shrunk a little bit, now 16.1 seconds. Still a few laps left. As here comes Black Country Mush now on 7 lap old softs. Going to make the move on the outside. Mercedes and Alfa. Oh, bit of wheel banging there. Little move from X90. Has to avoid hitting him there through the curb. Cuts the corner. Tries to get a good exit. Not this time. Black Country Mush then gets the move done. Gap to lead is around about 15.7 seconds. No, he hasn't actually. His internet's been good. He hasn't lagged at all today. He's had a very good race. He's on the hard tyres at the moment. He's in 8th, of course. As right now, then the gap between Washington and Toussaint then is 15.3. Did Washington give it a go? No, he didn't go fastest lap yet. Salbo is close to the fastest lap, 1:18.3. Nobody else is close at the moment. So looks like Racing Point are going to take as right now the gap with Washington and Toussaint now dropped to 15.2. So he's gaining a lot of time. There's no battles on track at the moment, but possibility 6 laps, Washington to Toussaint, 15 seconds. He needs to roughly gain 3 seconds a lap to be honest to have a good chance right now, but I don't think he's going to do that. Right now it's 14.6. There's 1 lap 31 now, so his time is running out to try and catch up with Toussaint as he sets the purple sector 3. Does improve on his lap, does an 18.6. So he's slowly getting there with the speed. Shankster is in 3rd, 3.1 seconds off, 1 shot 2 down, and not gaining really. Tom, is this for Gavra you're trying to get in for the GT spot? As we're on board with Washington, there's no battles at the moment, so I can actually try and help you out. Gap now not 14 seconds, so he's Watchdown is answering to the task he needs to do. Alright then, as Gavra now, sorry not Gavra, Watchdown's on 30.5 seconds, so he's trying to gain time because he's running out of laps, lap 32 out of 36, only 4 laps left. Not enough time, and I think Toussaint then is going to be the winner. Remember though, Toussaint's got the penalty, oh no, Watchdown also has a penalty as well, so in theory the penalty is not really going to be a factor. Shankster has picked up the pace load a little bit. Shankster has gained a second, gap now 2.3 seconds. Oh, there is a battle further behind. Gavra and Tekers for the final point, actually. I miss the good old days when the Renault was blue and yellow. Don't get me wrong, Renault is nice yellow and black. I prefer the yellow wing it had though when this game came out. But Renault's still a nice car to drive. As Gavra is liking it right now, trying to catch up with Tekers. He is doing 21 lap old hard, so I'm surprised he actually managed to find some pace on those hard tyres compared to Tekers. But he ain't that good on his ERS management, which isn't going to be good for the closing stage of this race, as we're on lap 33 now. Only 3 laps left, gap 13.1 seconds. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Tekers just backed off, it looked like. Made an error. And Gavra is in closing distance. Oh, Gavra almost loses the rear end there, and those hards are starting to fail again, as it did fail on the other tyres, so those rears aren't doing that well. I think the hards can go 25 laps maximum, I think, on this trial, 26. So, oh, there's yellow flags. No, that isn't who I think it is. It is! Toussaint's round, the championship leader is around. He has lost so much time, the McLaren has to cut the corner. Oh, Toussaint gets a 5-second time penalty. This is great news for Shankster and great news for One Shot 2 Down. This is terrible news for Toussaint though. And he's got a triple against a 10-second time penalty. I think that was a bit harsh, but I think that was the contact between him and Triple O, and Toussaint will be furious. As now, One Shot 2 Down has a bit of hope to try and catch up with Toussaint. Gap is 2.6 seconds, and yet again, lap cars are getting in the way of the drivers today. The blue flags are there for a reason, and it's ended in tears. Black Russian Rush gets 3-second time penalty added to his time. Watchdown is really closing up now. Robert Codfather needs to get out of the way, in my opinion, and he does that now. Moves out of the way. Bit late, to be honest. Watchdown there gets the move done on Willie Sanker. Now he needs to get the move on Robert Codfather as quick as possible. Robert Codfather, as blue flags, needs to get out of the way, and he's still another late away, and that's possibly going to cost Watchdown a couple of tenths now, and this could save Toussaint to win this race. But remember, Toussaint has a 5-second time penalty added to his time. As yellow flags early on. Is that Black Country Mush? It is. Black Country Mush has lost it as well. What's going on? He spun it as he got a puncture. No puncher as I can see. As now we're on board with Toussaint, and One Shot Down on the penultimate lap, not the final, the penultimate lap. This is it. Who's going to take the lead? As he comes One Shot 2 Down then. He's going again, some more DRS. Trying to go on the inside. Possibly 3 wide into turn 1. That's going to make gets out the way. One Shot Down is really close. More yellow flags. Round the outside of the turn 3. Toussaint sees him there. One Shot Down gets a good move. Great exit speed. As One Shot Down is trying to shove him a little bit. And Rochestein takes the lead of this race. Toussaint goes in second, and he will be really disappointed with how the race is going to end at the moment. Rochestein is looking forward for the champagne, as it looks like he is going to take the win of this race unless he gets another penalty, as that's going to Mac there. Moves out the way for Shankster now. Gap to Shankster and Toussaint. 1.3 seconds. Triple O has been disqualified from the session, apparently going for the wrong way, so I think he also lost it as well. Yellow's in sector 3, so no overtaking at the moment for anybody, and that's not going to be good news for Shankster. Shankster's really picked up the pace, and he's caught up with Toussaint. This is going to be good news for him in the championship, only going to gain a little bit of points difference. That's the race point team are definitely going to score the most constructors. We're on the final lap of this race. Rochestein is about to cross the line to start the final lap. Who's he going to be out of these two though? The championship rivals, Toussaint versus Shankster. Toussaint just lets him go, can't really fight really with the wing damage, and Shankster takes second place, and this is good news for him. He's going to score more points than Toussaint. Could this be the way Shankster wins the championship, with Toussaint making mistakes and possibly getting taken out by lapped cars? It's all fallen away, and nightmares are now popped into Toussaint then tonight, as now he's in third, losing points to his championship rival, losing constructor points also to the Racing Point team. As right now then, Shankster could still challenge for the lead. We're on the last lap. If one shot now gets one more penalty, it could be heartbreaking for Shankster. Toussaint. All it has to be is one little penalty, as we'll go on board with one shot two down now, as he's coming through the final sector. Selbel gets a 3-second time penalty. Rochestein going into the hairpin corner, as you can see, all the confetti flying up in the air. As here comes Rochestein then, coming around the final two corners, almost loses it into the wall there. Very tight on those mediums, but he takes the win. Actually, no, Shankster wins the race then. 5.3 seconds. Toussaint does take second then. Rochestein does take third. He had more penalties than I thought he had. Selbel takes fourth. Tim, where's Tim going to finish? So Shankster gets 25 points. So that's 36 points Racing Point are going to score, compared to Toro Rosso team going to score 18. And here comes Tim then, takes P5. His Dirty Larry then is the head Alfa Romeo today. He's taking 6th it looks like. There's still a fight I think further behind. Yeah, there is, with Gavra and Tekers actually. That'd be a nice little battle near the end of the race. As X90 does take 7th as he hits the wall in frustration. As here comes Black Country Mush then, with the spin he had. He's going to be disappointed with that. Zaza takes a position from him as well. And here comes Gavra. Will he take the final point? Makes a little mistake there, as Tekers could possibly see a lot, but Tekers spins it. He makes a mistake, and Tekers spins it. And Gavra is safe, and Tekers will be very frustrated and very embarrassed with that. But he will be happy finishing in 11th and DNFing. And he takes... does he take P10 actually? No, he takes 10th still, even with that mistake. So he will be happy then and scoring that point. Gavra then drops to 11th. So there we have it then. Shankster takes a top step on the podium, even with the late pit stop he made. It looked like it was going to be Shankster not to win the race. Neither one should. It looked like Toussaint was actually going to win with dominance. But anything, as I said, anything can happen in F1. It is the Mexico GP. Shanks then takes the win. Toussaint in second, and Rochestein with penalties in third. So I'll tell you the top three then, as apparently Rochestein had 15 seconds worth of penalties. Don't know where they came from. Salb then in fourth, Tim in fifth. Dirty Lie then takes sixth, with Tim also taking the fastest lap with a 1:18.1. So yeah, Race Point do score 36 points. X97th, Zaza takes 8th, then Black Country Mush 9. Even with Tekker's spin, unfortunately Gavra doesn't take 10th, Tekker's takes it. Gavra in 11th, Alex Gunnermack 12th, Willie Secker 13th, Ricard Father 14th, and Infamella gets a DNF, and Triple O gets a disqualification in today's race for driving the wrong way. What an action-packed race this has been. It looked like Toussaint was a definite winner, but instantly, just like that, tables turn and Shankster takes the win today and has more of a chance now to try and win this championship. Scores more points and no disconnects today, which is great to see. And I think my highlight of the day was actually the battle between Toussaint and Shankster a little bit, and also with 1 shot 2 down, making the 2-stop work, and was trying to catch up with Toussaint as quick as he could. Unfortunately, he did win on track, but he lost it by penalties, which is unfortunate for him today. Well then, I've been your commentator, Ion Neon, or some people know me as Jared Fosbury. This has been Gavra Racing F1 2019 Premier Series Round 13 at Mexico GP. And I'll see you guys next week, I think, on Monday at Brazil. See you guys next time. Goodbye.